Oh yeah, perfect. What's up, what's up, what's up? I know we're starting at 2 o'clock, but we're gonna get it rocking in just a minute, everybody. Just give you guys some time a little bit of time to tune in. And thank you so much for spending your Tuesday with us, but here we go at 2 o'clock. So thank you, Hairbrain, and you know what? You guys are amazing. Thank you to the craft hairdressers out there always rocking. You guys are amazing. Hopefully everybody's safe, healthy out there. My name's Shannon King, coming to you live here in Brooklyn, New York. And today I'm actually at my salon. Obviously we're not in business yet, but I do have one of my dear friends, and she's one of my best stylists here, and she's also one of our technical leads. She helps make sure that the team really gets their information. She's an amazing educator too. Her name is Rhonda Ann, and Rhonda Rose, or better known as Ro. And so she's here. She's going to be fielding questions that you guys send in, and you know what? We're going to get this popping. All right. So let's talk texture. All right. So I'm trying to see if there's also some different things that are live, or as you guys bring in any questions, we'll try and get to them right away. So texture. It's all about texture, right? And there's so much to it, right? I love working with textured hair. I love working with different fabrics of hair and different, there's so much you can do with, there's so much to play with. And so I wanted to share with you guys a textured shape, right? And right now, texture is a movement. It's a strong movement. It's not that, people are they're over the creamy crack. They're like done with smoothing everything out. They want to be like, yo, the movement is shake what your mama gave you, run what you brung. So how do you really embellish and enhance the type of curl and pattern and formation or wave that you have? And here I know my clients, and what I see walking around the streets here and pretty much all over the country, and then some, is that people are just rocking what they've got. And I think that's beautiful. So I want to give you some tips, share a haircut, give you some techniques, a couple of other techniques, and just share some views and different products that I love to play with when it comes to working with textured hair. Everybody, this is Naomi. Everybody say hi, Naomi. Anyway, so this is again, if you got questions, bring them in. Ro's going to help me out tremendously by letting us know if you have any questions. By the way, type in or chat where you're from, who are you, say hi, we'll say hi back, right? We're going to have a little fun. So I've already sectioned her off. And also, guys, I wanted to share with you, again, like I said, my name is Shannon King here in Brooklyn, New York, and I represent Goldwell and KMS. And they are our amazing partners here in the salon. I have the privilege of being a national artist for them, and working with them throughout the country and then some. And it's been amazing. These products they're just amazing. They really do have some of the best technology available. And it's not only in the color, but also in the styling products as well. So what I got for you, and Ro, if there's anything you want to pop in, just go ahead and say it. Or if somebody says hi or has a question. So this is
Hi from Cape Town.
Hi Cape Town, what it do? All right, so also check this out. This is a pattern. It's a haircut I've already sectioned out for you, right? And it's a pattern. This is, and what I've learned about working with textured hair is that when you have a pattern, almost like when you're coloring or foiling hair, you can rely on that. You can go back to it and you can find it. It's not just, let me find something and snip and poke and chop and things like that. There really is almost a science to it. So I'm going to show you guys the pattern on the head. I'm also going to demonstrate it on this flip chart for you. So we're talking about texture. This is all my stuff on Instagram, Shannon William King, Facebook, Shannon King, and also my wife and I own Hair & Co. Brooklyn, which I'm in, and we also own a consulting business called Beauty 360. I just freshly painted these walls. We had a painting party, and I can't believe I'm about to do this, but don't do it, right?
Hello from Amsterdam. Virginia in here.
Virginia in the house, Amsterdam in the house. I love it.
UK's up in here.
That's what's up. What's happening, my friends over across the pond? So here's the idea. And one of my mentors shared this with me, and I'm sharing it with you guys. And the reason why is because this bad boy's been bulletproof. When I have hair that's like this, or of this fabric, a lot of times we get basically a triangle like this, and that's all that we normally get. So, or it's completely rounded. And what I'm trying to create is a little more height, something more modern, give it a little width, but still keep the length. And the way that we're going to do this is by moving our layers and also approaching this with a condensed cutting approach. So instead of me taking really, really small sections, which I know some people might think that's the only way to be precise and do precision hair cutting, it's different. The precision is in the pattern. The precision is actually in the sectioning and the way that you hold hair. Now, as we condense it, right, because when you take hair that is curly and you comb through it or you break it up and you make it really small and you cut into it, trust me, that hair is freaking out. Right? That hair, I have a rule when it comes to curly hair. The ends love friends. If you make it too weak, they freak out. They don't have their friends and they flip out. And what you see looks like frizz, but it's actually the hair curling the way it's supposed to. So this pattern, let me get a little closer and tighter for you. There's 3 triangles that are in the front. There's also 3 big triangles that are in the back. And we're taking this down and I'm leaving the perimeter out to play with later. Also, this gives her the option to, if she wants to ponytail or pull her hair up, and I'll show you this later, she can do that because all of this hair will basket any of the layers and so on that we make. Hit it.
Hey, Jessica's asking, is this a modern shag?
You know what, Jessica? Great question. Is this a modern shag? It can be somewhat of a modern shag. If you've got hair that's wavy or hair that's a little bit straighter and you do this, you're going to get a shag. You're going to get a modern shag. But it's also an option for my friends out there that have curl and wave motion and movement. All right, we're going to dive even deeper into that in just a minute.
Shout out to Alan. Alan in Pennsylvania, what's up?
What up, Alan? How you doing, boss? So I'm going to take this first section here. Notice that I've dropped out the perimeter, right? And I have a triangle that sits in front. I'm going to pick that hair up. I normally like to use a larger comb, right? So I don't like break up too much of that curl, right? I'm going to take my shears. And then I'm going to work them in like so. I'm going to show you this before I actually cut this. So the shears are going to talk like so. They're not going to close or snip. I want them to simply talk, and I'm going to move the hair in towards the length as I cut it. So normally when we do layers, we do things like this, bonk, and then we have to go back in and break it up, right? Does that look familiar? Yeah?
Melissa asking, is this a good idea for the humidity, the weather coming up?
Yes, it is. And here's one of the questions. Great question, Melissa. Is this good for humidity? Because it's coming, right? We know that. And here's the thing. What I'm not going to do is go a lot of deep point cutting, right? If you do that, I guarantee those ends are going to freak out because they're going to be weak. So instead of this being a static layer, it's actually going to be a movement while I'm cutting. Watch this. So as I'm cutting, and I'm going to start this somewhere around about 4 inches. As I'm cutting, I'm going to lower my elevation into the perimeter, right? And all of this is brought together. It's one big section. You will actually get this haircut done in 6 sections. That's it, right? All right, so now the next triangle that's just next door, I'm going to pick that up. Again, I want to make sure that I keep this hair really wet. Now, I know there's sometimes a debate whether you want to work with, if you want to work with wet hair, you want to work with these babies. Trust me. This bad boy, it is better than water, right? So if you're going to cut hair curly when it's wet, don't use water. Don't just use water. After you shampoo, you definitely want to use something that's going to keep the hair wetter longer, or use something that's going to make sure those ends stay really, really moist and wet. I know nobody likes that word. Sorry. But so I always try to keep the hair very, very wet with our moist repair leave-in conditioner by KMS. I love this product because it really helps me manage the hair. So once I keep the hair wet, by the way, it has a much lower pH, or it's softer, if you will, than water. Water still has a higher pH. You have to remember that. So now I'm going to take this section. I want to pick that up. Stay still, Naomi. All right? She's always moving around the chair. Do you have those clients?
Yes.
Of course.
Anna has a great question.
Bring it.
With curly hair, do you pull it to have tension, or do you have tension like straight hair?
Great question. So you're always going to be battling something when it comes to curly hair, and that is shrinkage, right? And that's another word that nobody likes. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'll leave that there. So Chewbacca's around here. So look, when you do pull the hair, if the hair is wet, you want to get everything smooth, right? But what you don't want to do is pull it really tight, right? Because then you want to let it relax just a little bit and then make your cut, right? So now we've made that cut there. If you're cutting the hair dry, same thing. If you really, really, really pull and stretch that hair, that's what it's not naturally doing. So if you're putting it in an unnatural state, you cut it, pow, it shoots back. Especially happens up here in the fringe. And that is definitely the wrong spot for that to happen. Great question, Melissa. Thank you. All right. So now I'm going to move over to my next section, my next triangle, which is right here on the left side. So again, I've taken, if those of you guys that are just joining us, welcome. Hi, I'm Shannon King here in Brooklyn, New York, national artist with KMS and Goldwell. We're taking a section, right? I've sectioned the head from the front and the back. And then what we're doing is we created 3 triangles, one up front, one on the side, and one on this side. But the triangles don't go all the way to the hairline. We want that to be left out. And then in the back, we create another set of 3 triangles that will sit in the back, right? And again, leaving the hairline out, that's really, really important, right? I'm going to pick the hair up. I choose to use a wider tooth comb to comb this through. I'm going to make sure the hair stays nice and wet. I don't want to put too much tension on this hair. My guide, if you will, is about 4.5 inches, maybe a little bit more. I'd have to, some of the ladies tell me, well, how long is this? You don't ever ask a dude.
Add 2 inches more.
Girl, that's 12 inches.
Cynthia wants to know, are you staying center to the section as you cut? Are you coming?
Yes, perfect, Cynthia. Thank you so much. So I'm staying center to that section as we cut and then moving down into the length. So you don't, because the hair is being condensed before we cut it, we don't have to move left or right. Now, here's an option. What if they part their hair? What if she likes to wear her hair coming to her right? Then, Cynthia, you can move the hair over that one center part to the left, and as you cut it, keep it on the left, and it will over-direct longer to her side so she can part it well and easy. Thank you for that question. That's a great question. Make sure we keep the hair really, really wet, like so.
Our girl, Aphrodita, what's up, sister?
Dita! Hey, babe, how are you?
She's asking, are we doing the layers first and then perimeter?
Yes, great question. So yes, we are approaching this on the inside first. Why? Because that's really what's going to set up the silhouette. The length, if you will, we're going to play into that in just a moment. But what I really want to do is get all of this moved. When it comes to cutting curly hair, it's such a great question, Dita. When it comes to cutting curly hair, you got to think about it like shrubbery, right? So if you've ever been to like Disneyland and stuff like that, you go there and there's like Mickey Mouse cut out of a shrub, and then there's like Goofy and all that stuff. You got to think about it like that. It's really about carving in, changing the silhouette so that you can create a new silhouette. The length is going to lift because you take some of that weight out. So if you cut it first, trust me, it will surprise you. It'll probably give you a little shorter than what you expected.
What's up, Hector? Hector's on you. What's up, Shannon?
Hey, Hector, what's going on, brother? How you doing? All right. I love that you guys are it feels like you're here, you know? And it's like, man.
Melanie's thanking you for all the videos.
Oh, thank you, Melanie. It is our pleasure. And you know what? I really got to give it up to, like I said, to to Hairbrain, because I mean, man, these guys are leading the charge. They really are. And all the craft hairdressers out there, let me tell you something. I've been binge watching Hairbrain like it was Netflix, right? Because it's like there's so much information on there, and I'm just like, wow, 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 wow. So I'm overloaded. But I'm really honored to have this opportunity that they asked us with Goldwell and with KMS to be a part of this. So thank you guys at Hairbrain. You guys are always amazing. All right, want to get back into this?
Viva's liking your hair. She said that hair though.
My hair? Oh,
Oh,
I love texture. I will prove it. Yeah, so.
it's all natural. We didn't add those.
Yeah, no. Well, I let my hair grow out because it used to be like this, and somebody was like, dude, you look like the Weeknd. I was like, man, I'm the whole week talking about Weeknd. So here's the thing. My hair used to be like this, and I cut it off, and I did it like a couple times. But here's the thing: what I wanted to do is just, I cut my own hair, but I just got lazy and let it go, and ended up here.
So Brianna, all the cosmetology students in Philly are loving this.
What's
Loving
up,
you.
Philly? I can't wait for this to be over. Maybe I'll come and see you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll go to South Street and get a cheese steak.
Call out Michelle. What's up, Michelle?
Hi, Michelle. What's happening? How are you?
Missing you.
Missing you too. So here's the deal. We're going to move into the back, right? With our next triangles. Like I said, I told you this is going to go fast because it's a pattern. It's something you can rely on. And I've relied on this pattern for a while now when it comes to approaching curly hair. And here's the thing. Oh, check this out. Here's another option. Something a little fun, right? And with all this time I've been playing with all the, sorry Naomi, I know. You keep moving and getting excited, girl, and jumping around. So look, like I said, we're gonna pick this hair up. Let's make sure the hair stays really, really wet. I'm gonna use our KMS Moist Repair leave-in treatment, right? I love this. I'm telling you, if you have curly hair, and especially when the humidity is coming, you better get you some of this, right? And keep it with you. Put it on your toast in the morning. This is the jam right here. All right, so I'm going to take my wide tooth comb because I don't want to really disturb the curl too much and pick it up. I know there's a couple things. I have questions right now for myself that I have to address.
What's up, Allison? We're glad you're watching. We miss you.
Hi, babe. Uh-oh. Why not?
Woo!
So look, my friends at Andy's, these babies are amazing. They're so cool because they're cordless, right? These are the Envy cordless ones. Hashtag them. Thank you, Andy's. And these babies are so cool. The cord doesn't get in your way, and the charge lasts for a really long time, which is so cool. And these really are strong clippers. So here's the thought. Check this out. Same motion. I'm just going to go back and forth as I cut and move down, right, with this hair. Why? Well, so I can change this silhouette and create almost this diamond-shaped silhouette in the hair that normally looks like Rosanna Dana and just gives you like a triangle, and that's all you got, right? And I remember I used to always pull the hair up and do traditional layers, and they were static. And then I'd have to try and really make this hair move, and it wouldn't work, right? So what I found is that by moving the elevation, I get a different result. So here's what we've done so far. We've taken this hair, right, and we pick it up, and then as we cut, we go down like so. Do the same thing. We pick it up, and we go down like so. One more time. Pick it up and go down like so, right? So we've done that here, here, and here in the front. Now we're starting to work on the back. Now you have an option in the back. You can split that in half if it's too much hair to work with. No harm, no foul, no big deal, right? But all we're doing is picking this hair up. It all comes together, and then we're working our way down. Again, we still have the perimeter that is blocked out, right? We're then going to continue here in the sides doing the same thing. Up and down. Now, you may be asking, why pick up clippers? Why not, right? First of all, And I love to cut hair, even long hair with clippers, right? Clippers are so much fun. And here's what I know about them. You know, when it comes to clippers, when you work with a shear, right? We get a line in the hair. This is the hair that does this. Bam, right? Even if you work with texture shears, you still get maybe a broken line, but it's still straight across. When I work with a razor, I'm going to get a line in the hair that does this. And it's very fine. It comes to a point. Would you agree? If so, give me a thumbs up in the chat or hit a Y for yes, right? So this is our razor. This is our shear, which is very blunt. And then we've got another tool that cuts hair, and that's our clipper. What does that look like in hair? It looks like this. So the hair comes to a fine point, kind of like a white picket fence. So what does that mean? It gives us the best of both worlds. It gives us the softness, almost like a razor, but not quite so soft that the ends are going to freak out. But it still gives us some structure like a shear. So you get that blend, that magical blend in between, right? If you're getting that, you're picking out what I'm putting down, give me a Yahoo in your comments. All right. All right, so now, look, we've got this moving. So we've got 2 more sections that we're going to work with, right? You can still work with your clipper, just so we can show you that again. I'll make sure that I really make sure that this hair is wet. And by the way, I don't know about you guys, but when clients come back, I'm trying to make things fast and furious. I want to get them done. When they come back, I don't want them hanging out in the salon too long. So my haircuts are going to be things like this, where I take a condensed cutting approach or method, possibly. I'm also going to be doing something that we've adapted here for quite some time, and that is a hydrating haircut. Perfect for hair that is textured or curly. What's a hydrating haircut? Well, a hydrating haircut basically is something where I use, like, we get in, we shampoo, we do our conditioning, and then we use our Dual Senses serum, right? Now this one actually happens to be for curly hair by Goldwell. What I love about this is that it goes on and it works immediately. So I don't have to stand there and wait for it to work. I don't have to add any heat. I don't have to do nothing. It starts working immediately and it stays in the hair for almost about 7 weeks, depending on which one you use. But there's an upcharge to that. So we're adding value to the service, and we're also adding value to their hair and their fabric. So now, I'm going to pick that up. You guys should definitely be doing that and adding that into your menu when we get back or whenever you reopen. I'm going to pick this hair up, right? Again, I'm not going to stretch it too much. Get in here with my Andes clippers. And look, that little soft motion back and forth is all you need to do. Just make sure that you're dropping and lowering the elevation as you go. So simple, so fun, and so easy to do. So, pick the hair up, using my wide tooth comb, like so, and then we're going to get in here with our clippers one more time, and drop the elevation as we go. Dunzo. So here's what's up, guys. By the way, this haircut's almost finito, right? Naomi, sorry girl. You're always moving. We talked about this. Jeez. Anyway, great models are tough to find. You guys know what I'm saying. So look, now we've got everything moving. So now is the time for us to then approach the perimeter. If you want to, you can bring that up. You also can make it a little bit more lighten the load, if you will, right? A lot of times I like to go into this hair and I'm working in just our breakage spray, and that's in the KMS Clear Moisture line, which I dig, right? I just like to work that in with my fingers. Lovely, right? And now, look, I'm gonna brick into this just a little bit, and then we're gonna diffuse it to dry. So, man, time flies when you're having fun, right? So look, take your shears, Is she high enough for you guys to see? Should we make her a little higher? Let's make her just a little bit higher there. Okay, so look, here's bricking. Let the hair settle in as it's supposed to, right? This reminds me when I had like a Jerry curl back in. Remember the a wave nouveau?
Talking about Jerry curl.
Girl, I had all them. My parents are both hairdressers, so.
That is the king, okay?
So my dad, he still does them. He's still doing them. My dad's 85 years old in Baltimore, Maryland. He still does hair to this day behind the chair. The man is a bull. But anyway, my twin brother and I had Jerry curls because when they first came out, they had to test them on somebody. What? Anyway. That's exactly what it was. So look, here's the deal. For the length, right? Before we get into and do something like this, which you can do, that's all fine, but I need to lighten this load just a little bit. This looks aggressive, but it's not, right? I call it bricking, right? So bricking basically is going in with the points of your shears and taking out what you visually see that is too heavy, right? Easy technique to do. I know that there's probably some people in quarantine trying to do it themselves. These fools are out there doing everything themselves. Anyway, they're going to need us. Yeah, we'll see how essential we are when we get back into this head, right? So brick it. If you're a little scared about this technique, you can chicken brick it, right? So just use, exactly, just like that. And just do like little points, little bites, little bites, little bites, little bites, little bites. The idea is that you're going to lighten the load before you go in strong. If you go in strong, right, that's your length. But just remember shrinkage. As we go in and we brick and we take weight off and we lighten the load, things are going to start to move up. So I prefer to normally go in and do this later.
I got a question from Susan. She's asking about your feeling on the dry curl cut by Devashon method.
Why not? I'm open to all of it. And you know what? I was about to thank you so. What was your name? Susan, thank you for bringing that up and reminding me, Susan, because I know that there's two kind of camps. Some people like to cut hair dry when it's curly, and some like to cut hair wet. Guess what? They're both good. You know what? You just got to have the right approach. I think that approach, that cutting system, which I've been through, is fine. I think it's definitely, it works. Really what it's all about, guys, is how are you going to manage what's in front of you? And that really comes down to knowing what's in front of you, you know, and the fabric that you're playing with. And what do I mean by fabric? Well, I'll show you. When it comes to like hair, especially curly hair, what do you guys think so far? Yeah. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you're feeling this, right? So this is going to lighten the load. We're still bricking in it just a little bit. I'm going to choose to not take any of her length off. I'm just going to keep it there and let it flow and let it be a little shaggy. Was it Denise that asked the question? Susan, that's what I said.
You said Susan.
I said Susan.
What's up, Tracy in New York?
So Susan, here's the thing. You definitely can go in there dry. It's all good, right? You know, but you also can go in there wet. Here's my thought though when it comes to people especially when they come back into the salons like now. If you've been watching any daytime TV at all, what you'll see are all these home remedies, right? Oh, here's an idea for your hair to make it nice and shiny. Take some olive oil, take some mayonnaise, crack an egg, and put it all together and then put it on your hair and let it sit. Have a great salad dressing, right? So here's the problem. Guys, we know whatever product lines you love to work with, they're amazing and they're built for hair. They're built for the hair and scalp. When you put those things on your head, trust me, it all doesn't come off the right way. So clients are not going to have clean scalps. When you don't have a clean, healthy scalp, you can't have long, luscious hair. Doesn't work that way. If you notice a lot of guys that have male pattern baldness, they wear hats a lot. Right? So it suffocates their scalp and suffocates the follicle and the pores. Here's what I want you to think about, right, is this. Keeping that hair nice and light. So let's get back to cutting hair dry or wet.
Your Zena made a great comment.
Yeah.
She said it looks great and could be used on longer hair too. She said it's really nice.
Exactly. Thank you, Zena. So you definitely can use this on longer hair. You can use this on straight hair, and it will give you a shaggy effect. If she wants to blow her hair out, she'll have somewhat of a shag as well, right? So here's my thought on hair as a fabric. This is silk or satin, right? We've all had the, look, you've had this girl and you've had her in your chair, right? And her hair is either maybe shiny or dull or like this girl needs a trim. You've had this is silk, right? Or satin. You've had hair that feels like this, right? So your approach will be, well, do I want to cut that wet or dry? How's it going to respond? Or maybe you have hair that feels like this, right? This is cotton. Very close to satin, but not the same, right? Oh, maybe you guys have even had hair color sit in front of you you're like, damn. You're like, get all the glazes and let's go, right? Oh, wait, you ever had this one sit in front of you? Like a ShamWow. You ever had her and you wet it and it goes bang and slams into her skull? Yeah, so that type of hair, it's a different fabric, right? If I've got hair like this that responds like this, I probably would cut it dry because it's really going to suck into the head, but it's a different fabric. Or maybe, like my dad taught me, the first fabric I started working on in Baltimore was denim, right? If I've got hair that feels like denim, I might cut this wet. Why? Because I can get the hair to stretch just a little bit because it's wetter, and then it's easier to manage. It's very, very easy for me to section and to work with, right? Oh, crap. Wait, you ever had this one show up? Right? So I actually have a client, Miss Purdy. Her hair feels like burlap. Literally feels like burlap. And here's the key to hair that is curly: moisture. Everybody, one time say it with me on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Moisture. That's right. Condition that hair. It's got to have moisture to it. It needs protein, absolutely, but moisture is the key that gives it elasticity, keeps it stretching, and moisture is what makes that hair really feel supple and allows you to move it, especially if you're blowing it out or doing a silk press like we like to do on hair sometimes, or wearing a natural, right? Oh, crap. Here in Brooklyn, we get it all. So sometimes you might even get you might get some of this walking by, like Chewbacca, right? They're outside now. They think we're open. Anyway, be careful of the Chewbaccas. You guys with me? If so, put a clap or a thumbs up in the comments or the text.
They're all loving the haircut. They're thinking it's beautiful. We've got Bernadette in Gloucester, England. What's up?
Here's my go-to right here. I absolutely adore this product. It's in the KMS line, and it's wave foam. This product has so many different ways that you can work with it and use it. It's incredible. So wave foam, check this out. It comes out like shaving cream, right? Check that out. But then it starts to expand and blow up a little bit. So it comes out like that. Put it in, press it into the hair. Normally, if we weren't on camera, I would take her back to the shampoo bowl and I would re-wet or rehydrate her hair completely. Why? Because all those curls are going to find themselves again and get back together with the way that they naturally want to be. But I don't have that option today, so I'm just going to go ahead and put her hair in her, or the product in her hair. Also, I'm going to use a little bit of our control cream by KMS. And this. How long has KMS been around? For a long time, actually. KMS was around, it started actually in the 70s, or no, late 70s. Late 70s. And it's such a stylist-friendly line that for me, look, it's me-proof. It's so simple. It's so easy to use. And what I love about it is that clients are drawn to it. I use it once on them, and they just use it. Every single product that's in the line.
Can you pick them up one more time and show everybody?
Sure. And it's like, for example, sorry, now they're messy, but each product says what it does. It's in their name. And KMS has a 3-step process, right? A 3-step process, which is start, style, finish. That's it. Super simple. That's what people do at home in their bathrooms or wherever they style their hair nowadays. And you know what? It's so easy. I'm also going to take, and I normally like to use this as a finishing product, but this is our perfecting lotion, curl perfecting lotion, also in the same curl up line. I like to put a little bit in the hair while it's wet and then put some more in when it's dry. So now we've got moisture in here, we've got control, and we've got this luscious foam that's going to help keep the hair together as we dry it. Now, then, oh, by the way, folks, another secret weapon that you got to have when you're working with curly hair, and that are these microfiber towels, right? Microfiber towels are going to just take the moisture out, but what they won't do, like a regular towel that is a little bit more cotton and this will rough up the cuticle, it'll rough up the curl, whereas this one doesn't as much. You don't want to rough up the curl so much. Always want to take the towel, put it on, press. And that way you'll get the moisture out, right? Press, right? And really take care of the hair. Think about the fabric, if you will, as you work with it. Yeah?
V's asking, do you have anything for frizzy hair in the KMS line?
We do actually. We have there's so many products that are in the line. We actually have a category for curl, which is the curl up line. We do have a line we have the Tame Frizz, which takes the curl out takes the frizz out. We also have a volumizing line. We have pretty much everything. And if you were looking for energy and texture in the hair, we actually have a category called hair play. So there's different products in each of those categories are throughout the line. And like I said, they're so awesome because they say what they're gonna do in the name. Right? So if you want to play with the hair, use hair play. If you need to take the frizz out, it's called Tame Frizz. You need to take care of curl, it's curl up, right? Or volume up, whichever one you need to use. All right?
Susie's saying hello to you, Shane.
Susie, what's happening?
She misses you.
Oh, miss you too. How are you? All right, gang, here we go. So now, look, we're ready to diffuse. I'm going to use my Varus blow dryer with this nice big diffuser on it. And look, as we diffuse, and I'm not going to diffuse our entire head, but I want you to see what's going to really start happening in the top here. As we diffuse, right, here's one mistake that a lot of consumers make, and that is they take their whole entire head and try and put it into a diffuser. Doesn't work that way. Did you also notice that once we got product in, I don't want to go back in with a comb or anything like that. Use your pinkies. Right? Use your pinkies because your pinky is what's going to section the hair but not break up the curl so much. So make sure that as you diffuse the hair, you diffuse it section by section. That's really the best approach versus going in and going, let me just dump my whole head into this bowl, because trust me, it won't be able to cover all of it, right? Ask me how I know that.
How do you know that?
Because I tried it and it didn't work. So, saying what's up to everybody that's tuning in. If you're just now tuning in, we're talking about texture today. We really wanted to give you guys a shape and also a couple of techniques that you can use, not only just on textured hair, but on anybody's hair. And then get in here and I want to share some of my favorite products that I like to work with when it comes to working with curly hair. But as you can see, we've got a completely different silhouette now, where the hair is taller and the hair is also, again, somebody probably just asked, but this is a Varus blow dryer. Yep, and diffuser, which collapses and it makes it nice to, anyway. So now instead of having a triangular silhouette, we've got something that's taller, almost a modern shag on curl, which is almost more diamond-like. And that's ideal. That's what we're really looking for. The perimeter that we left out, here's why. Because look, everybody knows, especially if you have longer hair. You ever have that client, like you have longer hair and you cut their hair? When the first thing they do is what? Ponytail it. Or they do this thing. I don't get it. Is it? So they do that because they want to make sure their length is there because it's important to them, right? So same thing. If you have hair that's longer than your ears, you probably put in a ponytail at some point in time. So watch. Because all of this the perimeter was left out, she can pull this back and basket it and make, as my daughter Sydney likes to do, a high bun or a high ponytail. Even though we have layers that are actually this short at the very top of the head, she still has styling options, right? You with me? Say yeah. Say it like Little John. Yeah! Anyway.
Netherlands, shout out to the Netherlands.
Oh, the Netherlands.
What's up, Theo?
Hi, Theo. How are you? Thank you so much for tuning in from the Netherlands. I've always wanted to go. I've been through Amsterdam, but never got a chance to actually visit and hang out and see what's up. So that's our shape. And then, guys, look, I like to do, I know she's probably crazy. Is she crazy looking?
No, they're saying yeah.
Yeah. So look, now she's ready to go. But if you want, you can always add a little color with some of my friends. I love these things, man. These are the best ever. Style Color by KMS. It's basically spray paint for your hair. So this one's called Nude Peach. It's brand new. So I know some people might not, with this new way of doing hair and working, some people might not, want to sit around and do like highlights and do the balayage and stuff. No problem. I got you.
What's up, Corey and Callie?
So I can give you color in an instant, right? Pick pieces up, spray them. It literally is like spray paint. And you can place that in. Just shake it really well, and you hear the rattle. And if you hear it, then you know that you're good to go with this, right? And they come in really cool colors like this blue, our reds, all these. We got everything. We actually have like 12 different tones.
The red one is cool, though. It's kind of metallic. Right?
The red one is metallic. I'll show you what it looks like.
They're back from Denver. We've got Lisa in Nashville. She misses you, friend.
Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Vera in Denver.
Done. If you want to add some color, easy to do. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah, why not?
Spain shout me out too, buddy.
Who's that?
Spain.
Spain? Well, oh, man. I still owe my wife a trip to Barcelona. One day, I've been there twice, and I absolutely adore the country. Loved it. Oh, my goodness. So, here's the finished product.
Fantastic.
Or the finished look, so you guys can see. Is that close enough for you to see, bro?
Come on, just a little.
All right. If you're digging it, give me a thumbs up or say, yeah, like Little John. All right. All right. Here's the idea. When you really get done, you can see that we've got a different silhouette. We've allowed that curl to move around and really get popping. And yeah, it's a fun shape and some fun techniques to put in there. So guys, let's put her right here.
What's up, Martha?
This is Naomi's twin sister.
Hey, Dina.
Hi guys. So guys, thank you so very much for tuning in. Here's the diagram. It's really, really easy to do. I know some of you probably had questions. I'm going to check in just a minute to make sure that I got all of your questions. Again, my name is Shannon King, here in Brooklyn, New York. Here in my salon that I co-own with my wife, and it's called Hair & Co. Brooklyn, or Hair & Co. BKLYN. And here's all of our handles and so on. And Instagram, Shannon William King. Facebook, Shannon King. Our consulting company is Beauty 360 Consulting. And of course, the salon is Hair & Co. BKLYN. This was fun. I hope.
Can you show the color spray one more time?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So look, the color spray, it's called Style Color, right? Again, absolutely incredible product to play with. It's so cool. It literally is like spray paint in it for your hair. And what's cool about it is that it's pillow proof and it's also waterproof. So if you spray this in about 60 seconds, it's dry. If you walk outside and it rains, it won't run on you. And it also, once it's dry, it won't shake off on your clothes or on your pillow or what have you. It literally shampoos out, right? When you need it, and you're ready to go with it, make sure you can hear that baby rattle.
It is KMS. Yes, it is.
Yes, it's KMS. And then look, you just spray it. And whatever you spray gets the color.
Awesome.
Just like that, right? I have so much fun with these.
Definitely, they're thanking you right now. There was a question about curly hair. If you posted that question about curly hair, can you post it one more time so we can answer before we get off and log off? Please? Lisa's saying that she wants you to spray some in your hair.
Lisa, thank you so much, Lisa. And you know what? Actually, I was in here with the team painting, and I got some actual paint in my hair, so I had some white highlights. Thanks, Lisa. Next time on live, I'll paint my hair too. All right.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate it. Thanks for staying. Please be safe. Thank you to Goldwell. Thank you to KMS. And really huge thank you to Hairbrain for doing this and continuously doing this. You guys are amazing. A lot of work. So thank you so very much. Again, guys, please be safe and be careful opening. And as you're opening, and take your time. And thank you so much for tuning in.